In Chapter 2, we briefly looked at 7 major points of light, or aptly referred to as chakras, that have been considered the main energy sources. In this chapter, we will continue to be looking at the points of light, but we will hone in on 18 points that will play an important part in understanding energy and how it will affect our bodies during and after ascension. As seen on this picture, we see 18 points of light, or minor energy centers, that when configured can provide an understanding as to the connection of spiritual and physical bodies working hand in hand. Here we see the placement of the different energy centers, or points of light, of which several also overlap with the main chakras. Energy has both a passive and active flow. When we couple these together with emotions and physical traits, we can establish some understandings in the form of metaphors that define these energy centers on how each point interplays with one's body, both the physical and the astral. Please note that there are many more points throughout the bodies, but we will only concentrate on these 18. We will first look at the lower points of light that are closest to the third-dimensional physical world when connecting the astral body. However, first we will look at each of these 5 separately. Imagine you are standing on a small round ball of energy the size of a baseball that is at the bottom sole of the right foot. This energy is active protection with passive strength. What is meant by passive is the force level of the energy. The degree of active protection is based on the passive amount of strength that an individual holds. By concentrating on this ball of energy, we can feel energy come through the sole of the right foot. Perhaps this can be sensed as protection and strength energies. The strength of the protection energy can depend on the emotional intensity of the individual. The ball of energy can get its source of energy through the earth via a ley line that is attached from the sole to the earth. Energy bubbles up from the earth ground and feeds the energy ball at the sole of the foot. This ball of energy can be likened to the color brown, representing earth tones. Likewise, on the left foot is another ball of energy that deals with tasks and values. The active energy is tasks. The passive energy represents the value resulting in undertaking these tasks. The more intense the value of the task, the more energy is placed onto those tasks. Again, the balls of energies, both at the right and left soles of the feet, are tied onto a ley line that goes to the earth ground. As one concentrates on both bottoms of the soles, one can possibly feel a tingling of energy that flows upward. When that tingling can be felt, one should visualize the energy rising from the soles, moving through the feet, upward through the ankles, and then just below the knees. Picture you are standing in a bathtub and water is filling the bathtub. As more water flows onto the tub, filling it up, one can feel the sensation of the rising water, starting at the feet, rising up through the knees, and the lower part of the legs. Tingling of energy can be similar to feeding the water that rises from the feet upward to the ankles to the knees. The next point of light is at the knees. This active energy is abilities, which are seen and unseen, and the passive energy is trust. When an individual seeks divine intervention on a particular problem, oftentimes one can see pictures that are usually depicted as a person praying on their knees. Likewise, faith in divine intervention is required, and faith requires trust in the entity one is praying to. Although miracles do happen, most often intercession occurs with the help from that person who is seeking assistance. It is usually dependent on the individual's abilities, which are the active energy. The amount of trust one has is the passive energy. Based on the energy of trust depends on the individual's ability in attaining the intercession. The next two energy points lie in the palms of each hand. Sometimes we can literally feel the energy in each palm. Imagine a green ball of energy sitting in the right palm of the hand. Likewise, imagine in the left palm also a ball of energy. Holding each palm outstretched with the palms up, imagine both palms each have a ball of energy. Turning both the palms to where they are facing each other, then moving the palms of the hands together, one sometimes can feel a little resistance as the palms get closer. It is as if two magnets of the same polarity resist each other as they are coming together. The energy in each palm opposes each other because each has a different vibration. Although Reiki uses symbols that are placed in the right and left palms, these symbols do represent energy. In the right hand, one can sometimes feel energy, greenish, yellowish balls, of which the active energy is health, healthiness, and balance, and the passive energy is healing. In order to heal, one must be healthy in spirit, emotions, intellect, and physically well-being. The more intense the healing, the more one has to stay in balanced health. The left palm represents energy points that are active, male traits, aggressive energies. Passive points represent female traits that include nurturing. Aggressive energy does not mean being violent. More importantly, it is a willingness to do something or undertake a major challenge regardless of the consequences. And the passive energy is nurturing, or the amount of passion one has in completing the task. The more an individual exhibits energy in meeting head-on some kind of task, the more passion and nurturing that individual must have in completing it to the best of that person's ability. Some individuals can feel that energy from the palms of the hands, and sometimes they're able to feel it move from their hands, go through the wrist, up the arms, through the elbows, and to the lower part of the shoulders. These 5 points of light play an important part when energy is coupled together, as you will see in later chapters.